thought Squid Game was just a violent thriller. Think again. The games may have killed bodies, but the system killed stories. Every death in this series wasn't just brutal. It was meaningful, a reflection of trauma, injustice, trust, sacrifice, or hopelessness. Let's dive into the most heartbreaking and symbolically loaded deaths in Squid Game and why they still haunt us. Player 196, Kang Mina. Kang Mina had no lines, no alliances, and no second chances. She died in red light, green light, not as a major character, but as one of the first bodies to drop. But that's exactly why her death matters. The camera gave us just enough to remember her, the frozen fear in her eyes, the confusion before the gunshot ended her life. She wasn't reckless. She wasn't trying to be a hero. She just didn't move fast enough. Mina symbolizes everyone in real life who is crushed by systems before they even get the chance to understand them. No chance to prove herself. No chance to be anything more than a number. Some players in Squid Game were given arcs. Mina was given a death. And that's what made it hit so hard. Player 199. Ali. Ali came into the game with nothing but strength, hope, and kindness. A migrant worker who had already been betrayed by his boss in the real world, Ali represented the part of us that still wants to believe in fairness. He risked his life to save Gi-hun in the first game. He shared food. He smiled easily, even when he was scared. Ali didn't play with cruelty, he played with trust. But trust, in Squid Game, is the most dangerous thing you can carry. Paired with Sang-woo during the marble game, Ali was excited when he thought they'd both found a way to win. Sang-woo, however, saw things differently. He tricked Ali, swapping the marbles with a bag of rocks. Ali didn't even resist. He stood waiting, bag in hand, smiling, until the guards came for him. We never saw him die, but we all felt it. Ali's death wasn't about failure. It was about betrayal. And the idea that the kindest heart in the room was also the most disposable, that's what broke us. Player 240, Yeong. Yeong arrived quietly and didn't seem like much at first. But by the time she left, she became one of the show's most emotional core characters. She shared almost no screen time before the marble game, but when paired with Sae-byeok, something changed. For once, two women in the game talked. About their pasts, their traumas, their regrets. Yeong had survived abuse, prison, numbness. She wasn't afraid of death because she had nothing to live for. Sae-byeok, however, had a purpose, a little brother waiting outside, a mother she wanted to rescue. So Yeong made the decision. She didn't try to win. She let the clock run out. And when she said, "Thank you," with a gentle smile, it was like the world paused. She wasn't just dying, she was giving her life away so someone else could keep theirs. No violence, no blood, just silence and peace. That's why her death hit so hard, not because of what was taken from her, but because of what she gave willingly. Player 390, Park Jung-bae. We didn't know Park Jung-bae. We didn't know his story, but we saw his fear. He was one of the players who fell during tug of war, a moment of high tension, fast cuts, and raw, physical desperation. There was no speech, no heroic stand, just a man who tried his best and still fell. His death stands out because of how ordinary it was. He wasn't betrayed. He didn't lose to strategy. He simply ended up on the losing team. And that's what Squid Game keeps reminding us. Effort doesn't always equal survival. You can give everything you have and still end up with nothing. In that moment, Park Jung-bae didn't feel like a background extra. He felt like all of us trying to hold the rope, trying not to fall, trying to survive, and failing anyway. Player 067, Kang Sae-byeok. Kang Sae-byeok was a fighter. From the moment we met her, we knew she was in the game for something bigger than herself. A North Korean defector, her mission was clear. Reunite her family and create a future for her younger brother. She kept her guard up, trusted no one, and survived every single round, through sheer strategy and grit. But beneath that cold surface, she had a beating heart. Her friendship with Yeong revealed a deep vulnerability, a softness that she couldn't afford to show to anyone else. She made it to the final 3. And then, a shard of glass changed everything. After the glass bridge shattered, she was severely wounded. The system offered no medical help, no care. She bled through the night, and while she lay barely conscious, Sang-woo did the unthinkable. He slit her throat in her sleep. Not because she failed, not because she lost, but because she was a threat to his chance at the prize. Sae-byeok didn't die in a game. She died in waiting, in pain, in trust. Her death wasn't a twist. It was a gut punch, the cruelest moment in a show full of cruelty. Because she deserved to see the final round, and she didn't even get to say goodbye. Player 230, Thanos. Okay, he's not real, but we have to mention him. Thanos memes flooded the internet after Squid Game aired, with fans joking that the Mad Titan could have just snapped his way through the games. But let's be honest, even Thanos would have struggled with the marble game. Could you imagine him trying to emotionally manipulate a frail old man into losing? Not even the Infinity Gauntlet could save him from Korean childhood nostalgia. Still, a bit of humor helps after all this heartbreak. Because after 455 deaths, maybe what we really needed was a snap. Squid Game isn't just about who dies, it's about how and why they die. Every single death tells a story. Mi-nyeo's silence, Ali's trust, Yeong's sacrifice, Jung-bae's randomness, Sae-byeok's betrayal. Even the fake death of Thanos reminds us how helpless even the powerful would be in a system this broken. That's the genius of Squid Game. It wasn't about blood, it was about meaning. Every character was a reflection of someone we know, or someone we are. It asked the hardest question of all. What would you do if survival meant losing your soul? And maybe that's why the show hurts so much. Because in the end, no one really won. They just survived and carried the scars. Which death in Squid Game broke you the most? Was it Yeong's quiet goodbye? Ali's blind trust? Sae-byeok's wasted promise? Let us know in the comments. And if this breakdown helped you see the story in a new light, show some love, like, subscribe, and stick around for more cinematic deep dives. Until next time, stay curious, stay critical, and keep watching.